This is sick. Alright, so in today's video I run you through how I went about making a custom stainless steel exhaust system for a Harley Davidson Softail. This is the billet muffler here, billet alloy. See the DGD logo there? Very nice. See the machine lines? Alright, we're going to throw this up on the bike and start mocking up the pipes. With the way the muffler is designed, there's going to be a bit of a tight radius here, but nothing that we can't squeeze in. And yeah, we'll start mocking up the front header first, I think. Tackle the easiest one first. Slightly too long, which is good because obviously you don't want to cut too much off straight away. So little bit by little bit, yeah, we'll take a little bit more off, make sure we got enough clearance up the front here, and keep going. All right, second attempt, you can see that we're clearing much better. Sorry, a bit hard to hold with the camera in my head. But yeah, we're gonna get that flange tacked on there so that we can sort of mark out the top end where we need to cut. Right, so we got the front header tacked onto the flange there. When it's held into the right position, we got good clearance to the brake master, good clearance to the cam cover. So now we're going to cut this. That's where we're going to make the step from 1 3/4 to 2 inch. And we're just going to keep on going. Let's do it. Alright, so we got the top part of the front header made up. So what it is, this is the flange here for the circlip inside the exhaust flanges. You'll understand if you've ever removed an exhaust off a Harley Davidson before. So circlip grabs it there, pulls it into the head, and then I've got a bead roll here which flares it up to the next size. So that gives us a good weld surface from the step. You see what I mean there? So now I can weld without any gaps, and we've got a good step up. Alright, so we got the front header in position. It sort of holds itself, which is good. That's what you want. So I'm going to get a good tack on the front here, slightly adjust where I need to, and get a few more tacks all the way around so it doesn't move when we pull it off and weld it out. So we got the front header all tacked up. Bolted into the head there. Clearance everywhere. Looks pretty good in my opinion. So we can pull that off and fully weld that one out so that when we mock up the rear header, we don't run into issues of the front header warping or pulling, distorting when welding, and putting everything in a different position. All right, so we are welding stainless steel. So we're gonna be running a purge. You can see the blue purge plug there, and this one up top. You run gas through the inside, and when you're welding, it avoids sugaring. Yeah, this is a far better weld when you got gas running through the inside of a stainless steel weld. Stainless, titanium, whatever. All right, front header is sorted. fully welded out. So onto the rear one. All right, with the front header sorted, I've got the first piece of the rear header mocked up. So this is a tight radius, it's actually a donut. So there's a weld seam in the middle here. You need to weld that up also. Yeah, so that's tight radius bend. We're gonna start with this one here, get that welded to the flange, and start mocking up the rest of it. Rear header is all tacked up. See that bead roll there, flares it up to the next size. Everything's bolted up. Got clearance everywhere. Super happy with that. Looks really nice. So all that's left to do is pull that rear header off, fully welded out, and we got some O2 sensor bungs to weld on the back. Hide them out of sight, but yeah, I don't think I'll do that on camera. But yeah, let's pull this off and get this welded out. All right, so we got the rear header here ready to weld out. Purge plugs ready to go. Yeah, one thing I like to do is, obviously you wipe this down with acetone and do whatever prep you like. But one thing I like to do after wiping down with acetone is to use a map torch and just essentially burn off the residue from the acetone. So acetone or thinners or whatever you want to use will leave a residue regardless of, you know, it evaporating or not. But yeah, so you wipe down, use the map torch, and also gets rid of any sort of lint or anything that you got left over from your rag that you were wiping down the part with. But yeah, we're going to get our purge line plugged in and running, and we're going to weld this out. So I'm fully aware that stainless welds are supposed to be gold and straw color, but look at the purples and the blues, you can't beat that. This isn't aerospace, so these will be fine. All right, all done and installed. Man, check this out. I love the colors. I love the layout. I love the muffler. I love lamp. This is sick. Like I said, all I gotta do is put the O2 sensor bungs on the back, but I'm not gonna bore you guys with that, so it's just welding on a bung. But yeah, so happy with this.